Back to ZENLESS Zone Zero, where we are continuing with the Von Wyken story quest. Looks like this one won't have any fighting, it's going to be more dialogue. A few days later, you meet up with Wycon at the coffee shop in Lumina Square, as you agreed earlier. Regarding the mockingbird incident from before, I have conducted a preliminary investigation. It seems as though this organization is deliberately trying to get close to Miss Lilac after all. I see. They're definitely up to something. That's right. The true intentions of these people remain unclear. However, I have already prepared my bait. Perhaps a big fish will take a bite soon. Actually, there's one more thing I'd like to discuss with you. If it's not too much to ask, could you spare some time around this time tomorrow? I have some doubts about this case that I hope we can clear up together. Of course. See you tomorrow. Wonderful. Then I will be waiting for you at Lumina Square this time tomorrow. The next day, Belle heads to Lumina Square and immediately spots Wycon in the crowd. She steps forward and stands on tiptoes to pat Wycon on the back.
Ah, you are very punctual. I wanted to discuss with you that recently, Miss Lilac has been acting rather strange. While she usually frequents the bookstore, recently, she has been going to the noodle shop instead.
What's wrong with the noodle shop? Noodles are the best.
I apologize. I have no bias against noodles. What I mean is, Miss Lilac's least favorite food is noodles. She even said, noodles being the protag's favorite food, that's so last year. It's a new year now. Have some creativity.
So Lilac really is a huge comic nerd, huh?
She really thought she could pull a Neptune by saying the protagonist.
In addition, according to what her chauffeur and bodyguard said, she even skipped her extra classes today. This is completely unprecedented. Miss Lilac has always been well-behaved and never skips classes. Even in her free time, she spends it almost entirely reading comics. I have a suspicion that this all might have to do with that so-called Mockingbird organization.
Maybe Lilac is just going through a rebellious phase?
I thought Miss Lilac's rebellion is already expressed through the way she speaks. In any case, in order to ensure that there are no potential threats to her safety, I wish to do some investigating at the places she frequents. If I could be so bold as to ask you to accompany me, I believe you are likely more familiar with Lumina Square than I am.
Sure, I can be a proxy for Lumina Square. No one knows where all the stores are as well as I do.
Although I am not quite sure I understand, I trust that it was a very amusing joke. Ah, yes. There was something else I wished to discuss with you. May I call you Master while investigating, just in case? I believe using this to cover our identities will be more convenient for us.
Oh my god.
For sure. Can you call me that more often? I like hearing it.
Thank you for your cooperation. Then, let us begin from the noodle shop.
Geez, there's a lot of people here. We're just cutting the line.
Oh, it's you, Belle.
Are you free right now?
Well, sorry, I'm in the middle of something right now, and there's a stream of customers queuing out the door. Oh, we've been so short-staffed at the shop recently, and the part-time kids aren't always able to come in. Besides making all the noodles, I have to serve all the diners, too. Some people take an entirety just to order. I'm just swamped over here.
Would it make things more efficient if you were to know in advance what each customer in the queue wished to order?
Of course it would. If I could get their orders in advance, then I could really focus on the noodles.
I see. I have a proposal to address this problem. You can judge for yourself if it is appropriate. With your assent, we could sign a temporary contract. I can help ask your diners about their preferences, give them some appropriate suggestions, and summarize everything into a table for your perusal. Of course, I won't be requiring any form of compensation. I just hope you can take the time to answer a few questions once you're less busy.
Wycon sure is a dependable one. If you say so, Belle, then I'll leave things with you.
Oh god. Oh, we don't have to talk to all of them.
Every bowl of noodles looks so good to me.
Good day. Our restaurant provides a menu service that matches you with dishes that suit your needs to increase efficiency.
But I don't really have any special requests. I'll take whatever you suggest. Is there anything you can recommend?
How about this white bowl of fried BBQ noodles? It is one of our most popular dishes.
It sounds pretty good. But isn't fried BBQ a little greasy? I like eating meat, but it's not very healthy if it's greasy.
Well, how about a black bowl of red chili chicken noodles? The soup isn't greasy and it is good for your immune system.
That does sound good, but the black bowl has red chili in it. Won't that be too spicy? I can eat spicy food, it's just, there's no problem there, but I just don't feel like eating something that spicy. That's not what whatever means.
It's quite alright, I understand. Master, based on this diner's description, I have identified their main requests. Meaty, but not greasy and not spicy. Could you suggest some dishes for them?
Bone broth. That sounds great. And the meat on those bones doesn't look too greasy at all. I'll take one of those.
Your order has been settled. Thank you for your business.
No, I should be thanking you. I'm not the type of diner with many requests. It must be a real pain for you when you get a picky eater, huh?
Thank you for sharing your concerns. We always try to cater to the needs of our diners, no matter the customer. I hope you have a lovely meal.
I suspected a Lycon. Cool, calm, and collected. Look at this crowd! How long are we going to be waiting for? Is it really that hard to get a bite to eat around here?
Good day. Our restaurant provides a menu service that matches you with dishes that suit your needs to increase efficiency. Excuse me, how do you like your noodles?
You mean flavor? Well, of course, it's gotta be spicy. Noodles without chili is like an ethereal without a hollow. It's not natural.
I'm sorry, but noodles that aren't spicy do exist in the world, or at least, they do here. If you want some, we have it. Master, based on the diner's description, I have identified their main requests. A black bowl, piping hot soup, and a dish with meat. Please recommend a dish for them.
The red chili chicken noodles. Well, wait, it has to be a black bowl. So it's mushroom noodles. Well, you're not gonna... You want a black bowl? What? Who wants that? Is it really this one? Okay, they tripped me up because of the... So I was gonna be right the first time, but then I second-guessed myself because they... Not bad. This noodle looks like it'll hit the spot. Looks like you're working really hard. I thought you were some rich person who brought their attendant out to experience life in the real world. Thank you, I guess? You're welcome. Remember to add extra chilies, the spiciest you got.
Your order has been settled. Thank you for your business.
Oh, I think a white bowl is better. Wow, it's a Thyron attendant. He sure looks suave.
Good day. Our restaurant provides a menu service that matches you with dishes that suit your needs to increase efficiency. May I ask, what appeals to your taste?
My taste? That's a little direct, isn't it? I like them hot and arrogant. Ma'am, that is not what we're talking about.
That's on me. I didn't explain myself clearly enough. What I meant to say was, how do you like your noodles?
Oh, in that case, I like sweet noodles.
Master, based on this diner's description, I have identified their main requests. White bowl, preferably on the sweeter side. Is there anything you could suggest?
Not bad. That's exactly how I like it. By the way, do you mind if I watch the attendant while I eat? They go pretty well together.
I don't think that is a good idea. It will affect the running of the store.
Aw, that's too bad. For a second there, I thought the noodles on the menu would turn into a real high-end ribeye steak. Goodness, ma'am, you... Go... Are you... Is this...
We got Bao the VTuber here? You know, Bao the whale?
I've got one last question for you. Can I pet your tail? The tail has a different price tag.
I haven't heard that one before. Thank you, but the tail is off limits.
I've counted up all the orders of the customers in the line. Let's hurry up and give Chop Jr. the final table.
That's it? Well, you guys are moving fast. Let me see. This is a complete clear table with prominent, easy-to-read items. You really are a gem of a worker. Once I'm financially independent, I'd love to have such a capable attendant helping out with daily operations in the shop. And just think of all the customers he'll attract just by standing there.
The Wycon services cost top dollar.
Your praise honors me, but you surely aren't joking. I'm merely a humble attendant. I wonder if you might be available now to answer a few questions.
Oh, I almost forgot about all that. Go ahead and ask away. We can talk about anything you want, except my pen.
Have you seen a little girl called Lilac? She used to shop at your store quite frequently.
Why, who? Sorry, my memory isn't the greatest and I'm always forgetting other people's names.
Well, she's already saying things that people find difficult to understand.
Oh, I remember now. That girl who's always talking nonsense. Yeah, I know her. I saw her here recently. She just came into our store recently for some part-time work. One book tells me she's never lifted a finger on housework at home. But she is hard-working. And a pretty good person. Speaking of which, I just paid her a big advance on her salary today. She seemed nice and she left her student ID as collateral. So I gave her the advance.
An advance on her salary. Got it. Thank you for your cooperation. You have been tremendous help.
It's fine. Now that you mention it, what is your relationship with that kid?
Lilac is my employer. She has had some minor issues recently, and I am duty-bound to keep her safe.
So it's like that, then. Hang on, if that kid is your boss, then does that mean Belle?
I'm Wycon's friend.
Just as Lady Bell here advised, we are as close as intimate friends. But in addition to that, she is also my master.
Now I get it. Anyway, Tyrant Attendant, you're very capable. If you're after any side gigs in the future, come on by and I'll make it worth your while.
Looks like you've gathered a lot of information about Lilac. Time to discuss it with Wycon.
I did not expect Miss Lilac would actually work here part-time. Logically speaking, she would not lack pocket money to spend, unless... perhaps she's saving up to purchase something particularly expensive.
What if... maybe Lilac wants to buy the painting she wanted to steal?
As expected of a great proxy such as yourself, you came to this conclusion immediately as well. Lilac's parents have been planning to sell a batch of paintings recently. That painting is amongst them, and I hear it was reserved a couple of days ago. But that painting is not cheap. If I had to guess, I'd say it costs about...
Wycon uses his hands to convey an impossibly large number.
Wait, how much? How could someone her age come up with that much money?
Well, in terms of material wealth, my employer is indeed quite affluent.
Material wealth? Is there another kind of wealth?
Miss Lilac's parents are usually exceptionally busy and are unable to spend time with her. However, they are very strict and expect the best from her. No matter what she is doing, she usually has a chauffeur or bodyguards to accompany her. Well, excuse me, monitor her actions would be a more apt way to put it. Every day after school, Miss Lilac also has endless extracurricular and supplementary classes to attend. Though she may have material wealth, is she truly happy? I've been wondering ever since I took over attendant duties for this household. Perhaps that is exactly why Miss Lilac spends so much time with her comics. At the very least, in the world of comic book fiction, she is free.
You're such a sweet guy.
You flatter me, but I may not be how you think I am. Someone once told me that family is an everlasting, unavoidable curse placed upon a person. No matter how much you grow, no matter where you go, That curse will forever follow you like a shadow. When you fall to rock bottom or climb to your peak, it will appear, turning you back into that helpless, powerless child who can do nothing but hide in the closet and weep. Perhaps it is because I have never known the feeling of being bonded to someone through blood, but I've always believed that family should not be a curse, as they had told me.
Family can be full of warmth. They can be the people who support you every step of the way.
It seems you and your kin are quite close. I am sincerely happy to know that. I believe Lilac chose to work part-time due to her family as well. Perhaps her savings are just short of being able to afford the painting, and she does not wish to ask her parents for help. Or perhaps she simply wants to obtain something through the efforts of her own two hands. However, what I am most worried about is that if Miss Lilac did manage to buy the painting, it would then follow that she would meet with members of Mockingbird. If this is so, she may end up in danger. So, could I be so bold as to ask you to accompany me to another location? Once we are there, I should be able to confirm where exactly that painting will end up.
A mysterious person, you say? And you are?
This young lady here. Interested in buying some jade? We just got a new batch in.
No thanks, I don't need it.
As expected of a rich young girl. How about you buy a piece of jade for this styling attendant of yours? It could be a token of trust between you two. Seeing as you like seeing your master in person, just imagine passing this down for 5 generations to your descendants. How about this? I'll cut you a 12% discount. I'm practically giving it away. Just consider it a way to make friends. The name's Casey. Every pawn trader around here knows my name. You guys are lucky to have bumped into me.
Mr. Casey, we are not here to shop. Have you heard about that famous piece at the museum getting torched? Do you know who did this?
It was the artist himself. All his works are supposed to be fireproof. If it burned, it's definitely a fake. Alright, your turn. Which organization has the highest success rate in our field so far?
Mockingbird, or to be more precise, the formerly active Mockingbird.
I never would have guessed a couple of decent-looking guys like you were actually in the know. Guess you deserve a bonus question. Who's the leader of Mockingbird?
That's not one of our code words.
I'm just messing with you. If you knew the answer to the industry's biggest secret, you wouldn't be standing here, would you? Fine, got anything you need to sell? My cuts are fixed 20%, no discounts.
No, we'd like to ask you for some information. Naturally, we shall offer appropriate compensation.
Looking for a bit of intel, huh? Well, you've come to the right guy. But rules are rules, and if you want that info, I need the code word, and your master has to give it to me too.
The most famous piece at the museum was torched. Who was the arsonist? The artist himself.
Very good, correct.
Which organization has the highest success rate in our field so far? Mockingbird.
Very good, you're correct. Tell me then, what do you want to know?
It's about that painting, Divine Heart. Do you know who the buyer is?
Oh, that? Then you really have come to the right place. The buyer of that painting is a little girl, I believe. Kids these days. Each richer than the last.
That's precisely as I predicted. Got it. Thank you for the information.
No problem. Oh yeah. One more question for the attendant. Are you working solo these days, or do you have a partner? Surely this pampered lady here with her incident Bambi eyes isn't your partner?
I once had a partner, but now we are enemies.
Ooh, that happens all the time in this line of work. We've all had partners who ended up being our enemies. So why did you split? Trouble dividing your cuts equally? Come on, spill the beans. I love hearing these stories.
I'm sorry. That is private.
Lycon frowns and pulls awkwardly at the collar of his coat. He seems rather reluctant to talk about this topic.
Yikes, judging by that look on your face, you must have been parted in some spicy drama. Shame we didn't know each other back then. I'm a top mediator in this industry. Maybe if I'd stepped in, you'd be peacefully splitting your profits. So what is your fallen partner up to now? Have they got any good stuff? Go on, tell them I'll pay him top Denny.
Yeah, you're talking too much.
It is all right. Thank you for helping, Master. Mr. Casey, here is your promised remuneration. Let us hereby part ways.
After talking to the suspicious merchant, you give Lycon a wink. Lycon instantly understands, and the two of us walk to a remote area together.
You seem to have something about which you would like to inquire. Please, go ahead.
How come you know so much about this sort of thing?
I've merely dabbled a little in such things. I would not consider myself an expert. I understand your confusion. However, this concerns my past. It also concerns my nemesis.
Your nemesis? Like certain creatures from old civilization films who may enjoy a particular crimson liquid? Who perhaps fight wolf people whenever they encounter them?
We're not talking about fucking vampires.
I believe your imagination is running away with you. In any case, that past is not pleasant.
You can't tell us anything now? What if you forget later?
This nemesis and I, we once worked together. That is the reason I once had dealings with these intermediaries. Many of them are so cunning, they will take advantage of any weaknesses they perceive. It takes patience and effort to deal with them. If you ever come across such merchants in the future, please be careful. And do not give your trust lightly. Seeing as Miss Lilac has already obtained the painting, she must be meeting with the people from Mockingbird soon. We must stop her before that happens. She should have just finished her supplementary classes. Let's head over and take a look.
So, Mockingbird is a super mean Phantom Thieves syndicate. They can get a hold of anything if they want to. Not even Tops can stop them. Really? I'm not buying it. Don't you believe me? Their biggest case at the time was, what was it again?
The Limerica Hotel.
That's right, that's the one! Are you also a fan of Mockingbird?
Not really. I just happen to know a thing or two about them.
The students gather around Wycon, chatting endlessly. Seems like he's managed to make his way into their inner circle. It's time to ask about Lilac.
I've got a question I'd like to ask you all. Do you know Miss Lilac?
Sure, she's in her cram class, but I don't think she's here today.
She was here earlier. She's already left. Not sure what's up with her.
She's always on about this companion of justice stuff. Totally weird if you ask me. You're just not getting it? She's trying to be edgy?
Edgy? That's ancient.
Yeah, that trend died like last decade. Oh right, at the last PTA her folks didn't show. Some old dude came instead. I think it was her attendant? Thought it was her grandpa. But seriously, she's loaded. She's even got a personal chauffeur.
Doesn't she just hire a tutor to teach her at home then?
Who knows, maybe she wants to make friends.
She's so all the time. I feel kind of sorry for her. It's not like there's much we can do. But you can't make heads or tails of what she says.
Plus, she's always buried in her comics during breaks. I'm like, no thanks. I wouldn't hang out with someone like her. Lilac appears at the corner.
Miss Lilac.
Isn't that Lilac?
Miss Lilac.
That's enough. I don't want to hear it. Are you satisfied seeing me like this? I'm useless. Such a freak. So hated by everyone. That's the kind of person I am, so are you happy now?
Lilac ran off again.
Lycon and you glanced at each other silently before chasing after her. I'm surprised that part 2 is going on for so long. It's actually about to be like 30 minutes. Maybe I won't be doing anything with Ben after this one. Oh, shit. you've been investigating me all this time? Was it my mother or father who put you up to it? Is it because I skipped one of my extra classes recently, or I dropped a rank in the monthly exam? They're always fixated on these things. It's all they ever remember. Lilac ran off again. You also think the other students are correct, don't you? A companion of justice? What a joke! Like, that fantasize all day long about being the chosen one, and I can't even control my daily life. But it's my only dream. Why do you want to take that from me? Just stop following me. Don't look at me. How much further are you going to run? Having run alongside Wycon for a long time, you're already out of breath, while Wycon remains as composed as ever. You inadvertently catch his eye and sense he's hesitating, as if wanting to suggest carrying you. Luckily, you managed to catch up to Lilac before that.
Miss Lilac, please. We have no ill intentions. And I do not agree with what those other students said about you. I merely want to warn you that Mockingbird is suspicious. It is possible you may encounter danger if you go.
Even if I'm in danger, it doesn't concern you. In the end, you're just an attendant that my parents hired. Why are you trying to stick your nose into everything? In any case, you're probably just like those other people. You must think I'm a freak, just like they do. Well, I'm so sorry that you're forced to take care of someone who only causes trouble, who no one loves, who's edgy and delusional like me.
I've never thought that. Miss Lilac, you are the respectable, important employer of Victoria Housekeeping. We would never treat someone like yourself with such utter disrespect.
But you weren't even willing to listen to what I said.
My most sincere apologies. My knowledge is lacking. I have yet to better understand popular subcultures, such as what being edgy truly means. I shall make sure to take lessons and educate myself on it.
I don't think taking lessons on being edgy is necessary.
It doesn't matter anymore. This is all just the price I need to pay to become a companion of justice. I bought the painting so I can finally meet with them. The people at Mockingbird told me that I'm the most promising recruit yet.
Girl, you don't know how these people work.
I will join them and become a companion of justice. You cannot stop me.
I understand. If that is your wish, I will not stop you.
You think this girl just needs a firm smack in the face?
I will help you fulfill it.
Huh?
I'm meeting with Mockingbird at the Ballet Twins at this time tomorrow. You know, I can in fact do this by myself. I don't need you. I've got a carrot and I've prepared weapons to deal with the ethereals.
Girl, if you got a gun, you're gonna trip and blow your own face off.
So, I don't care if you come or not. It's up to you.
Lilac leaves.
My apologies. I have brought shame to myself by making Miss Lilac feel uncomfortable. I have failed in my duties as an attendant.
Are you really going to do this? To help Lilac fulfill her wish?
Yes, I will. However, the wish I will help her fulfill is what her heart truly desires. If I'm correct in my suspicions, she doesn't simply wish to join Mockingbird. That's only what's on the surface. She has other needs, emotional needs, that are truly what she seeks to fulfill. The fish has taken the bait.
Fish? What fish? Where?
That organization calling itself Mockingbird has contacted me. Master Proxy, may I ask you for a favor? Please, this is something only you can do.
Oh, they're gonna weave it as a fucking surprise. I didn't expect things to turn out like this. Lilac is really stubborn. Yeah, but I never thought Wycon would come up with something like that. Anyway, let's wait for his message. What, is he gonna truly act like the big bad?
problem.